You're not going to sign that I read you those rights? Okay. Here's what's going on. I got the DNA back. Your DNA is on the steering wheel of her car. Your DNA is on the cord around her hands. And your DNA is touch DNA all over her person. Yeah. Okay?
El 23 de marzo de 2009, Cheryl Cain llamó a su familia para decir que pronto estaría en casa, pero nunca regresó. 2 días después, su cuerpo fue encontrado en un contenedor de basura detrás de una gasolinera abandonada en la carretera 29 en Pensacola. Un trabajador de mantenimiento descubrió el cuerpo y alertó a la policía. Durante una discusión con Cain Thompson, la atacó y la mató. Posteriormente colocó su cuerpo en el automóvil de ella y condujo hasta un área apartada donde arrojó su cuerpo en un contenedor de basura. Las autoridades recolectaron pruebas cruciales, incluido el ADN de Thompson, encontrado en el automóvil de Cain, que fue localizado más tarde en un motel de Pensacola. Además, los registros telefónicos y el testimonio de testigos implicaron aún más a Thompson. La billetera de Cain también fue descubierta bajo la cama de Thompson en su casa en Jay, Florida.
Nose is itching. Someone must be thinking about me. You're going to have a lot of the same questions I asked you the other day. Obviously, the new part would be, her wallet and stuff about that wallet.
En la sala de interrogatorios, los detectives comenzaron a presionarlo sobre su encuentro. ¿Fue solo un simple intercambio por $30? ¿O había algo más detrás de su reunión que Scott intentaba ocultar? Scott afirmó que fue solo una entrega rápida de dinero, pero su nerviosismo y las contradicciones en su historia contaban un relato diferente. ¿Era Scott realmente la última persona que vio a Cheryl antes de que muriera? La verdad aún no estaba clara, dejando un aire de suspense y preguntas sin respuesta.
What was the last time you saw Cheryl Cain? Friday. And you're talking about Friday of the week before last, because I was with you Friday. So, and she was found dead on Wednesday, the week before. Yeah. So, let's see, the 25th was Wednesday, 24th, 23rd, 22nd, 21st, 20th. So you're talking about Friday the 20th of March. That was last time. Yeah. That was the last time you saw her physically.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and where were you at?
I was at my house.
Oh, right there on 9.5 Mile? Okay. I mean on 9 Mile?
9 Mile.
Or your parents' house?
No, 9 Mile.
Okay. So she came by your little house there on 9 Mile. Mm-hmm. What was the circumstances?
She had gave me some money a couple of days before. I was supposed to be looking, find her some smoke, and just didn't round anything up, and she came back by to get her money. 30,
now by smoke you mean marijuana?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And it was $30?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so you didn't have any luck finding her any weed, so you gave her the $30 back.
Yes, sir.
Was anybody with her when she came by?
No, sir.
Okay. So she's by herself. What was she driving?
Her white car.
Okay. Okay. So she comes along in a white car, and you get the money back to her. Mm-hmm. How long is she over there?
Not long, maybe 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay, 2 or 3 minutes, and you remember what time of the day?
And, it was about 5:30.
And you knew that, what, because you were already off work?
Just getting off work.
So you had just gotten off work, gone home. She call you beforehand, set it up, or she just show up?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so she called first.
Yeah.
When was the last time you actually spoke to her or communicated with her not in person?
Monday.
Monday, okay. And that's the last time you talked to her?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And she never came over that night?
No, sir.
Los detectives no perdieron tiempo en exponer las contradicciones en la historia de Scott. Cuando presentaron la evidencia de ADN, el interrogatorio dio un giro brusco. Tu ADN fue encontrado en el volante del automóvil de Cheryl y en la cuerda alrededor de sus muñecas, dijo fríamente uno de los oficiales. Scott reaccionó de inmediato, pero cuanto más intentaba explicar, más se desmoronaban sus palabras. Esto es solo un montaje, argumentó Scott, pero ¿podría eso ser realmente la verdad? Todo parecía desmoronarse ante sus ojos.
Of course, yesterday I get over to your house because I get a call from the family saying Larry Spears has called them saying that he was over at your house and had found Cheryl's wallet in your room,
Yes, sir.
under your bed. And when I went over there and talked to you, you said that's where you placed it. Is that correct?
Under the mattress.
Under the mattress, right. Well, under your bed, under the mattress, sorry. Yeah, between the box spring and the mattress.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When I got there, Larry set the wallet on my car, and I collected it from him. And you were standing there when I did that, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You told me at that time that you had set it there for safekeeping, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. When did you find that wallet?
Thursday, Thursday or Friday. Trying to think when did you come over?
I came over to your house
first time?
by Friday. Yeah, that Friday I came by.
Friday. It was Saturday.
Okay.
The next day.
So you found the wallet on Saturday. You remember what was the circumstances? Tell me how you found it.
I was packing up the rest of Larry's stuff. I mean,
Okay.
like I said, he'd already got his bed and some of his clothes. He left a basket and stuff in the dresser. And I mean, I was packing the rest of his stuff, putting it out there on the little sunroom.
Okay.
And just packing up everything. And then I saw that. And I think the only thing else there was like a hair clip.
No, exactly where was it?
It was in the dresser.
In the dresser. Now, when you found this wallet, did you go through it?
I just unzipped it and seen that it was her ID.
Did you think that was important?
I thought it was just something that would need to hold on to.
Okay, so when I came over and I talked to you on Friday, and I said that I was, investigating the death of Cheryl, and then I was looking to talk to Larry, and could you assist me in contacting Larry and all that, you didn't think that finding the wallet in Larry's old bedroom was of importance?
I really didn't think of it at the time, like putting two and two together, like, that was her wallet. I just, because, she's had stuff there before, and, it really didn't click, like, oh, that was her wallet. I figured it, might have been like an old wallet, or...
Okay. But you saw her driver's license in it and all that? Okay. She got her driver's license and all that stuff in there, and you didn't think it was important? Okay. And then for safekeeping, instead of calling me, you put it under your bed?
I just stuck it under my mattress. I didn't put it out with this stuff. I knew I was going to. Figured you'd be calling the next day or the day after. And...
Okay, let's see. So the last time you saw her was on that Friday, and she was getting back the $30 that she had fronted you, I guess, to pick her up a little bit of weed. Okay. And now you said that was about 5:30 in the evening. Correct. The last time you spoke to her was on Monday, and you said you had 3 phone calls, somewhere around 5:30, 6, 7 p.m., right in there.
Yeah.
And you had no more phone call contact with her after that.
Not that day.
Okay.
Cuando la billetera de Cheryl Cain fue encontrada bajo la cama de Scott, todo comenzó a desmoronarse. Los detectives no necesitaron más pruebas para saber que Scott estaba mintiendo. Solo la puse ahí para guardarla, explicó Scott, pero sus ojos nerviosos lo traicionaron. Los oficiales no le creyeron. Su historia se desmoronó aún más cuando señalaron que la billetera de la víctima no podía haber aparecido simplemente en su habitación. Si no fue Scott, entonces, ¿quién la puso ahí? ¿Y por qué no lo reportó a las autoridades de inmediato?
And then you said after the 7 p.m. time, the next time you talk to her is on Tuesday, or you try to call her on Tuesday?
I called her Tuesday.
But you didn't actually get her on the phone?
No.
Okay. So she's not answering her phone on Tuesday, and I think that's pretty consistent with everybody. Nobody's being able to talk to her on Tuesday, so something happened that Monday night, I would guess. And you said the last time you talked to her was 7 p.m.? Okay. And you said how many phone calls did you make to her?
I think 3.
3? Okay. And that seems to be adding up for the most part. What about 8 and 9 o'clock that night when you talked to her?
Was it that late?
Well, I have those 3 phone calls you talked about earlier. They're all right here in a row. Boom, boom, boom. Just about the times that you said. But then you talked to her for about 8 minutes, about 8:30.
Okay, that's when she called, or I talked to her the last time, when she said that, when she was talking about, what's his name? Tommy.
Well, I don't know, because we've kind of gone over it several times here. And I've asked you about the phone calls and how many number of phone calls and what times they were, and I was pretty specific, and I went back over it again to find out about it. But then we got 3 more phone calls later that night, after the time you said you last talked to her.
3?
So the last time, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, the others are for 1 minute, so I don't know if they went through or not, but they're dialed.
Yeah.
You to her, her to you, in 1 8-minute conversation. Okay, you don't
played
remember
phone
that?
tag a couple times.
Well, but I'm pretty specific, and you're saying after 7 o'clock. So what was that last phone call about?
That was about when she told me about Tommy, about saying something like he loved her and it weirded her out, and I told her that, he was supposed to be trying to get some later, and
You don't think that's kind of peculiar?
no.
Let me lay it to you like this, okay? The last person that I can put her talking to that night is you, okay? The last person while she's alive she talks to is you. Okay. The person that's found with her wallet and his house is you, okay? Got some explaining to do about that. I need to understand how that is all coming to you. I can tell you, at first I got to look at the boyfriend's hard, okay? But their stories are matching up. They remember phone calls. This is pretty important. It's if I ask you questions about this, I mean, we realize the importance of this, the urgency. Somebody's dead, okay? Somebody's no longer here with us. Their family wants answers, and everybody wants answers, okay? We've gone over this a number of times today. And I've asked you about the phone calls a couple of times. I asked you specifically. And you told me the last phone call was around 7 p.m., which is right on time. I mean, we got the phone calls. You said the 5:30, the 6, the 7. We got them right there. Just like you said.
Well, I don't.
But it's just a later call. It's an 8-minute conversation later in the night. It's quite a bit difference. Okay? Then we have the problem with, the day before I'm over at your house, the day before you find this wallet, I'm over at your house. I'm saying, hey, I need to go. She's dead, and I need to talk to Larry. Right? It's important. You help me out. You call him up for me. Put me in contact with Larry. So I leave your house and I head over there. When do you start packing his stuff up?
The next day.
The next day. Would you do it during the morning, evening, what?
It's done midday.
Midday? Okay. And
wait, what day is this? Cause
Friday.
It's like a week ago, and I'm trying to remember. I know you try to confuse me, but
I'm not trying to confuse you. I want to make sure you're very sure. Okay, Scott, I don't want you confused. I want you telling me what I'm after here is the truth. Okay? Okay. Okay. Don't want you confused. I want you telling me the truth. The problem I'm seeing here, and just let me explain to you. The problem I'm seeing here is I'm being very specific with you, and I'm wanting specific answers, and you're giving me specific answers, and then 5-10 minutes later, when we go back to it, and I tell you a new bit of information that shows, hey, you couldn't be telling me the correct information, then you're changing the story. So you've done that now on the wallet. You've done this now on the phone calls. I do a lot of interviews with people. I've been doing this job for 12 years now. I've been a cop for 12 years. I've been doing investigations for a long time too. Okay? The things you're showing me are deception. Okay? You're not sure. You know why you're not sure? Because you're not, the truth slides right out. It's when you got falseness in there, you're trying to cover something up that you get confused. This is easy then, okay? I'm asking you specific questions. This is not like I'm talking to you about something that happened months ago. This is Tuesday. We're asking you stuff that happened last week. You haven't even worked a full week since last week. Okay? I want you on page with me now, okay? Mm-hmm. So when I go over this stuff, I'm glad I hadn't started this thing. We're all screwed around now. Okay. Let's go back to the phone call conversations on Monday. You with me?
Yes.
On Monday. Mm-hmm. You said you talked to, the first time you said you talked to her 3 times. Last call being around 7 p.m.
A medida que continuaba el interrogatorio, las pruebas contra Scott seguían acumulándose. Los detectives expusieron los hechos, registros telefónicos, ADN y ahora la billetera, cada pieza, apretando más la soga a su alrededor. No puedes seguir mintiendo, Scott, insistió un detective mientras revelaba que Scott fue la última persona en hablar con Cheryl, a pesar de sus afirmaciones anteriores. El rostro de Scott se retorció de frustración, su valentía inicial desvaneciéndose. Cada pregunta desgastaba sus defensas, pero él permanecía obstinado. ¿Qué estaba ocultando? ¿Y por qué los detalles de su historia cambiaban constantemente? Con cada giro la verdad parecía estar más cerca, pero Scott se negaba a ceder.
But now we remember these other phone calls later, right? Or at least a conversation?
Well,
around 8:23, to be exact.
I talked to her 3 times, and I know we played phone tag like once, where, she called me, I didn't answer, or I'd call her, she didn't answer. Mm-hmm. But, I talked to her, actually physically talked to her, I think 3 times.
Okay. You're right on time with the other times. This 8:30 phone call. Mm-hmm. Tell me about it. What was going on with that phone call?
That was the last phone call when she said, "Did you find anything? Mm-hmm. Were you able to find anything for me?" Right. I said, "No, it's going to be later on. You didn't have nothing right now." And that's when she said, "I'm going to go drink a beer and go hang out. And, if you find anything, call me back." And that's when we talked about, I guess, the new guy she's kind of seeing, Tommy. And she said that he had said that like he loved her or something like that. Mm-hmm. And she just said, it kind of freaked me out when he said that. And, it's kind of weird how he was saying he loved me. And that she was going to go have a beer. And, she goes out all the time. I don't ever go out and hang out or party. Okay. Nothing, but, she's a talker. She talks.
Okay, so after you have this 8-minute conversation with her at 8:22 in the evening, okay, it ended at 8:22. It actually started about 8:14, according to the phone records. Mm-hmm. Okay, then at 9 o'clock, 9:04, 9:05, one call to and one call from you. Do you remember that?
Did I call her and then she called me back?
Your phone. I'm not saying you called her, but your phone called her. Mm-hmm. Why would you call her? You just. I don't want to confuse you, but you just said you didn't talk to her again.
Talked to her a bunch that night. It's okay. I'm not saying.
But you're telling me this 8-minute conversation, right? Okay. Pretty much you told her it was done there, but then y'all are both calling each other. What? Less than an hour later. Okay.
I think, when I talked to her that last time, she was like, you sure you can't get nothing? Mm-hmm. And that's when I waited and called her and said, no. I really don't even remember if I got a hold of her that time. I think I called her, she didn't answer, and then she called me back.
Scott, am I not being specific? Am I not trying to, I'm not trying to trick you here.
People don't ever, get a little confused or,
Scott, you've been confused the whole time you've been here. You've been confused the whole time you've been in here. I'm not trying to come down on you. It's just me and you in here talking.
I know.
Okay. But listen to me. I'm asking you questions about a murder. Somebody's dead. Okay. It's as serious as it gets. The pucker factor in here's got to be max 10. You couldn't be any more of a scary situation than talking about a murder with a homicide investigator. I understand that. Okay. But I'm putting your point on, and I'm asking you specific things, and I'm making sure, each time I get done asking you this question, are you sure? Are we right there? Okay? You told me this 8-minute conversation ended. You wouldn't have any more reason to call her, but I have both of you calling each other less than an hour later.
I mean, I talked to her before that. I mean, I must have talked to her maybe for 3, 4, 5 minutes. I don't know in my head, like, okay, this time I talked to her was the 8-minute, this was the 5-minute, this. I mean, I'm not trying to BS around, or, I mean, I want to say that's the truth and I know for 100%, but I'm not sure. I mean,
that's why I'm asking you. What would be the reason to call her after that? You said the conversation was over. You pretty much had told her at that time that, you know, wasn't going to be able to hook you up. That was it. And she gave you a little conversation about Cody, and she said, hey, call me if you do run across something. And you said, would you have any more, you know, do you have any more reason to call her? You said no. Did you call any more? No. Are you sure? I'm sure. And then I pull up the phone records and tell you, y'all both have a phone call conversation. Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean,
come on, man.
I don't know what to say, man.
I don't either, because you're changing your story every time.
I'm not trying to change my story.
Okay.
I mean,
but do you see my point?
I see where you're coming from.
Okay. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Okay.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
I wish y'all could have the technology to listen in. I know they got the act where you can't listen or tap in, but I mean, I don't know. I would like to know what and when, and but I don't remember exactly when, what call was what, which one was 8 minutes, and.
All right, let's get back to this thing.
Are we going to do any recording today, or
yeah, man,
or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, man. I just
seem a little agitated.
Just been in here for 2 hours, and it seems like you go from talking about coming down to do a statement to interrogation, and I mean, just didn't think it was going to turn like this. No, I don't.
Well, I mean, you're the one that's changed.
You're
the one that's changed the story a few times here. That's why I'm trying to get the story completely tight, and then we do the recording. Okay. And you said that time you were talking to Cheryl on that Monday. That Monday when you were on the phone with her and I had phone records of you talking to her, you were arranging some kind of deal for her to pick up a nickel bag or something with through Adam. You were going to get it from Adam to get to her, correct?
Yeah.
Did y'all argue at all?
No.
Okay. And no kind of arguments, anything like that?
No.
Okay. At that point, you said before that you had owed her a little bit of money. What, $30? Is that what? Let me look in here. $30, but that was on the previous Friday.
Yeah, that was
and
before.
And you got it to her.
And that, yeah.
Okay, so at that point, you didn't owe her any money, and she didn't owe you any money.
No.
Everybody's clean bill of health.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you that Friday? How did that go down? How did y'all meet each other?
The Friday, the last Friday.
The last time you saw her.
The last time I saw her.
Yeah. How did that go down again?
She just called and was
Okay.
like, you know, was it able to go through or anything?
Right.
No.
Any kind of problems with that?
No.
She was not mad?
No.
You were not mad?
No.
Okay. So she comes over and she's alone, you said?
Mm-hmm.
And she is, collects her $30?
Mm-hmm.
No problems. Every time I talk to somebody, I find out the story that you're giving me is off from the dates you gave me, the times you gave me,
Well, I mean,
the dates you gave me.
I was off work. I know I was off work when we did it.
Let me explain this to you, Scott. This is serious business. We're talking about somebody's death. We're talking about a murder here. Okay? And this is probably the third time I've given you this speech. We got to be precise. Okay? And when I ask you, I'm asking you every single time, are you sure?
I mean...
And I'm getting that assurance from you, but then I'm coming back and we're not sure. So this is probably like the fourth or fifth change that we've gone back to. You realize, I mean, work with me here. I want to try and get the truth. I want to get to the heart of the matter, and I'm hoping you're wanting to cooperate with me.
I am.
So all these are mistakes. Is that what you're telling me?
Like I said, I was off work for that week. You know, I was off. I mean, it's not like I'm remembering exact days. I know when we did it. You know, and what we did,
I gave you a pretty good frame of reference as far as when you got rid of the dresser. It was only 4 days ago. This isn't like it's, you know, months ago. And there was a pretty traumatic thing that happened. I mean, you found out that, I mean, this would have been the same day you found out that she was dead, that I came over and knocked on your door.
I was still off work when we moved the dresser. I know for a fact I was still off work.
Well, I mean, the day I came over to see you, you told me you worked that day. Did you work that Thursday?
That was the first day I went back to work, was Thursday.
And Wednesday the very next day when you're moving all this stuff, you said that's the day that you did it after work. Now, at first you told me it was during the day, and then you changed it to no, it was after work. I asked you, are you very sure?
No,
and I gave you an excellent frame of reference because I came and saw you about a murder. That to me would be a beacon in the sky. This, you know, something you should remember for a while. Homicide investigator comes to my house, knocking on my door, wanting to talk to me about my murdered friend. I would think, I mean, it would be reasonable to me, and I think most people would say, hey, this is something I'm going to damn remember. Okay? And it was only 4 days ago. Okay? So, you know, I gave you a good frame. I gave you a time, and I said, hey, are you sure? And we've gone over this a couple of times now, and you were pretty sure.
I understand, but I mean, like I said,
you're killing me here on
changing your
story, dude.
You know, we've been doing some drugs. I mean, it's not like I'm remembering every single solitary detail, and if I say something that might have been a day off or a week off or.
Do you feel like I'm trying to trap you and stuff?
No, not really.
I'm trying to be as upfront and open with you as I can. And,
I mean, you're asking me if I tell you I don't exactly remember.
Well, that's why I'm saying.
I mean,
but that's why I'm saying, are you sure? And we're getting these reminders, and that's what you're telling me. I am sure.
And I mean, I really don't remember the exact days, but I mean, if I tell you that, you're still going to be like, well. You know, that's the beacon. It's a good reference. It's only been a week or two, you know, week and a half. 4 days. You ought to remember.
Right. Sure. But, I mean, I think a normal person can remember, especially with given a frame of reference. And you said, hey, look, I was off, but this is back to work time. This is when you know. And there's a big difference between Monday when you're off and doing all this moving and Friday when you work all day and then you started afterwards. And that's where the confusion's hitting. Okay, so you're not getting confused about multiple days off. Hey, maybe if I had 4 days off in a row and something happened on the first or second day off and the third day off, maybe I could be confused. But you're going back to work. This is after a traumatic knowledge of finding out your friend's murdered. And a homicide investigator coming over to your house and taking, I went over to your parents' house and talked to you originally, right? Mm-hmm. And you agreed to come with me over to your house, right? Yeah. I mean, we had a long conversation. To me, that would be something sticking in my mind, a great frame of reference. The next day, you're telling me you go to work all day, and then when you get done, you move this furniture and stuff. Tasha's correct when she says, hey, I got this dresser from him on that Monday, and mirror, and it was loaded up, and you sold this
DVD player,
black guy, the DVD player, and now a TV, and some kind of stereo booster on that day. That's all that Monday. And you have a conversation with Cheryl, and she overhears it, and you remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. Her recollection of that conversation was an argument. You cussing that stupid. She thinks I owe her money. I don't owe her money. That's the gist of the conversation I'm getting from her.
I'm telling you, man. Tasha's must be talking to Larry. Or Larry went over there and talked to her, and that sounds like a setup, because that never happened.
Cuando el interrogatorio alcanzó su punto culminante, las negaciones de Scott se volvieron más débiles, pero aún se negaba a admitir la verdad. No lo hice, murmuró con los ojos recorriendo la habitación. El detective se inclinó hacia adelante, su voz fría y deliberada. Tu ADN está por todo su automóvil y su cuerpo. La billetera está en tu habitación. Sabemos que fuiste el último en hablar con ella. La défiance de Scott flaqueó, pero el peso abrumador de las pruebas lo dejó sin palabras. ¿Qué quedaba por ocultar? Las paredes se estaban cerrando.
You're not going to sign that I read you those rights? Okay. Here's what's going on. I got the DNA back. Your DNA is on the steering wheel of her car. Your DNA is on the cord around her hands. And your DNA is touch DNA all over her person. Yeah. Okay? Her wallet's there in your house?
You don't have my DNA.
I have your DNA.
You don't have nothing.
Okay. I have your DNA.
If this is one of those scare tactics, like the 8-hour interview. See
that report right there? FDLE report right there. This is about Cheryl Cain. Scott Thompson's included in DNA profile 37. It goes on and on and on like that. See your name? Exhibit Scott Thompson?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, this ain't no bullshit. This is your opportunity here to tell me what led to this incident. It doesn't mean, I don't know exactly what happened because obviously only you and her were there. But this isn't a question of whether or not you did it or not. This is a question of why you did it or not. If you don't want to talk, that's fine. You will obviously get your day in court to explain what happened. But if there's some mitigating circumstances, she attacked you, anything happened along those lines, I need to know about it now.
No.
Okay. So, we going to talk about this or no?
No, I don't. I mean, you don't have my DNA.
Okay.
I've never been in her car.
Okay. You've never been in her car?
Never been in her car.
Okay. And
I've ridden in her car once, a long time ago.
Okay. Were you driving?
No.
Okay. Your DNA is included on her steering wheel.
There's no way.
Sorry. Your DNA is included on those power cords around her wrist. Now, I know we had this little thing about the DVD player that you gave to that guy, and I've gotten that DVD player, and he says you provide him with cords to it. So I don't know if these are different cords or what, but these 3-prong cords that would go into like a DVD player or something, your DNA's coming back on that and all over the person. The only thing I figured, because there wasn't no fingerprints, is that you were sweating when you did this, and maybe your sweat dropped in there, or maybe you took your gloves off and thought you were cool just touching the clothing part and that you wouldn't get fingerprints on that. I don't know. But you're saying you never drove a car, you're coming back on a car, on the steering wheel. So if you've never been in a car, that's fine. But your DNA's in her car, and that's the problem. Your wallet ends up in your house, under your bed. Now, I know you said that Larry Spears must have put that there, or you found it in Larry Spears' thing. Larry Spears' phone records come back that he's in Alabama. His DNA ain't showing up anywhere on this. That's the problem. I don't have Larry Spears' DNA on her steering wheel. I don't have Larry Spears' DNA on the cords. I have yours. Okay?
No.
So if Larry's excluded, you're telling me you found the stuff in his room and you thought that, hey, I'll just take this and put it underneath my bed and hold it for me. Well, that's kind of a bullshit story. We kind of knew that from the get-go, didn't we? Okay? The situation is, I don't know what brought on the thing. I mean, I realize you were arguing with her that day over money or some crap. That's the information I have. But I don't think that's enough to kill somebody. If you were with her that day, this would be the time to explain how your DNA's on her.
I was not with her that day.
Okay. You're not with her that day? You ain't drove her car and you didn't touch the cords, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Talk to me. How are you? Do you own some of her clothing? I mean, have you been over to her house and done her laundry or something? I mean, there's got, it don't just magically appear. And Larry's isn't there. That's what hurts even more. I mean, if her wallet ended up under my bed and Larry's DNA was all over this shit, well, then I probably isn't here talking to Larry right now. But that ain't the case. Okay?
All right.
Now, I don't know if she attacked you, if she was pissed off at you because you owed her money. I don't know if she threatened you or what happened. But I do know she's dead, she's tied up, you're on her car, you're on the straps around her hands, and you got DNA all over her clothing. I don't understand how that happened. Now, this would be, hey, if something mitigating here, this is when we talk about it, This is not that time, well, I'm going to deny. I need to know. It didn't just magically appear. And I think I've been honest with you every time we've been in here. And I've explained things as I went, what was going on. Went and told you, hey, I'm going to go talk to this person. I'm going to talk to this person. I'm going to tell you. And I've came back with you each time. This isn't a mystery thing. I don't sit here and come in here and try and tell you, hey, I got this big folder of bullshit. No, this is real stuff. I come in here and I've been straight up with you each time. Here's what I learned. Can you explain this? Now, you've backpedaled in the past. Well, you know, I showed you the phone records. You said, well, you know, I don't remember all those phone calls. Okay? Well, maybe you don't. But we got a situation here where this isn't a memory thing. You're there. That ain't the question. The question is, why are you there? Now, if you got an explanation for that, I'm willing to hear it. Then that's what I'm here to do. I'm willing to hear your explanation. Okay? Sit there and shake your head all you want, but it's there.
What do I need to do to sign this?
That's just saying that you understand your rights. You know you don't have to talk to me.
Okay.
And if you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. That's just saying you understand that I explained that to you. Okay?
Let's see.
You have the right to make something. Everything I just read to you right there. And I'll witness it.
Scott's defiant stand against signing the paper crumbled pretty fast, didn't it?
There got to be an explanation, dude.
I mean,
the only explanation I know of is that you killed her. Talk to me. Tell
me.
me.
I've been hiding? Have I been?
No, you haven't been hiding. You've been in the jail. I mean, you know.
I mean, before that, I mean, was I?
No.
Was I trying to be deceitful?
Maybe, well, I didn't think you were being totally honest with me because, you know, I kept catching little lies.
Yeah.
But we're beyond that now.
All right.
You know? So if there's some reason why you're supposed to, you know, your DNA is going to be on there, if there's some reason you forgot, this is the time to damn sure remember. This is serious business right here, right now. Okay?
No, I mean,
No.
my DNA is not in that car.
Okay.
And it is not on her.
It is.
It's not in the steering wheel.
And that's what I'm telling you, it is. Now, you may be smart enough to wear gloves so the fingerprints aren't there, but apparently you took them off or you sweated down on them. That's the only explanation I have for it, because I don't have your fingerprints there. I think you were very careful. I think you did a very good job wearing gloves the entire time you're taping her. I just want to know why. You know, she obviously y'all got a little bit of issue, according to, you know, your friend Miss Fowler. You're cussing and yelling up a storm, mad at her that day. I don't see the reason.
Did you ever ask her sister Pam that was in the car that same question?
No.
Because
I understand you were dating Pam, huh?
No.
Went out with her or something?
No, never.
That was interest I had. I talked to Fowler, who says she's in there, and she's telling me she knows Cheryl and knows her voice. You know?
I told her it was Cheryl. I mean, it wasn't an argument.
Okay, so you're talking with her on the phone, but she's saying you're cussing up a storm and angry, and it's all over money. Now, you told me you paid Cheryl back on Friday, as I recall, right? Okay, so you paid her this money, right? This conversation is supposed to happen on Monday. I guess during all that series of phone calls that you have that afternoon with her. Because you're talking to Cheryl, I think, like 6 times that evening. The last person you talked to on your cell phone, because I've only got your cell phone records, is her. You talked to your last 3 phone calls are all her. Okay? So, you know, you're telling me that you're calling to try and get her some drugs. You have 3 phone calls with her, but I don't see where you're trying to call the drug dealer for. I met the drug dealer. I actually got a hold of him, talked to him.
Yeah.
You know, I had to go get the folder, get his name. You know, you described the gold color thing, the car. He's got an aunt. He didn't want to tell me his first name, but I ended up getting a hold of him, talking to him and his aunt. He said he was nervous talking to you because he had heard about some murder. I guess he knows Larry Spears too, and y'all met this drug dealer through Larry's. He said he recorded you when you came over. I got a recording of the recording. I got a recording of where he recorded. You remember him recording you?
On his cell phone?
Yeah. He recorded it off his cell phone. I recorded that. I may still have it. Well, anyway, you just go over. Oh yeah, the cops are talking to me about this. But yeah, I talked to him, find out what was going on that day. I've talked to everybody, dude.
All right.
And you know, you're arguing with her over money. Do I think that's enough to kill somebody? No. But obviously you got anger problems because we know about the other incident, right? What you're in here for. Okay. So were you that angry?
No. I'm not that angry of a person.
Okay, you're not. Well, you had an issue with that one incident, I guess, and maybe that was unique. Okay,
bunch of Waffle
but
House
she's saying
regulars.
that you're yelling and cussing, calling her the bitch and all this other stuff.
That is the
screaming
most
and hollering.
bullshit.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. I'm just talking to the witnesses. Okay, so you got that. Her wallet appears there in your house. Now, you know, let me tell you, if Larry's DNA was in there, I'm all about everybody and his brother was saying Larry did this. That's why came to you that first time I talked to you. Said, hey, I want to find your roommate. I need to talk to Larry. Remember that day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm hot and heavy going to try and talk to him because everybody and his brother saying, hey, Larry had some girl die over his house, and Larry's a bad person. He was with her. He's probably jealous. She's got a new boyfriend. I'm all about that, right? I go over there, find out. Phone records show him up in Alabama. I can actually see him because he's making phone calls as he's going up to Alabama. DNA, none of it comes back on him. Who she's talking to is you. Where her wallet finds out, where we find her wallet, it's in your house. You know, did she leave her wallet in your house today she came over to pay you? Maybe that's it. She leave the wallet over there today she come and pay you? She'll here, give me the money you want and here's my wallet too. That wallet, your explanation is you find it in Larry's stuff. Did we walk through that house that day? I didn't see it sitting around. I didn't see it sitting around there, did you? All of a sudden it appears and it's under your bed. I think that, you know, if I was going to go back and look at this and see, hey, what did he screw up on? That wallet would ring big time. I think the wallet you screwed up on. I think you did a damn good job with fingerprints. You must have gloved up, and it's hard with electrical tape. With that big, thick black tape, it's hard to tape stuff up with gloves on. Hey, and wasn't a fingerprint on it. I think you had to wipe the car, too, because there wasn't any fingerprints on the car, but the touch DNA was there. That's what got you. That's what bit you in the butt. That and the wallet were the two things, I think, where you failed. Did a pretty good job other than that. And this isn't, you know, this ain't no bullshit. You know, maybe there was some situation I don't know about there that day because I don't know exactly what occurred. I don't even know exactly where this took place at. I just know the end result is a woman dead. Okay? Her family wants answers. I certainly would like to have the answers. I'm curious as a cat. That's why I do this job. Because I want to know. My whole job is to find out the truth. That's why we check all the facts. Okay? But the DNA report's coming back with you on the steering wheel, you on the electrical cord, you on the clothing, okay? The wallet's in your house. It's in your house at a time when Larry Spears is confirmed out of town, okay? So your story is that you find it in Larry Spears? I don't know, man. It don't make sense. The only thing that makes sense is it's you. We took all these facts and presented them to a judge, and he felt the same way, okay? That's why the judge signed it. So, you know, if you want to sit here and deny, I'm telling you, you're going to go down with the cold-blooded killer who did it. If there's something that went wrong, if there's something that happened, this is the time to tell me. This is the time to tell me, hey, she was pissed off, I owed her money, pulled the gun on me, I did take care of myself. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But this is the time to tell me, okay? Because we keep jacking around like this, and then all of a sudden you want to go the day of the court and say, yeah, you know, a year and a half ago when I got arrested for this, I didn't want to tell the policeman, but, you know, we got in an argument, it was an accident. I don't want to hear all that bullshit. I don't want to hear all that whining and crying stuff later. I want to know about it now. So, if you got an explanation for all these facts coming back to you, I am all about hearing it. All about it. Okay?
Got nothing.
Got nothing. Okay. I got nothing. Judge don't sign for nothing, dude. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't sign. I don't get a warrant signed off nothing. So, you know, that's your explanation. That's your explanation. But, you know, damn. There's no reason you can tell me why your DNA would be there. No reason you can tell me why the wallet would end up under your bed. That actually makes sense. You know? Where'd the wallet come from, dude? Where'd the wallet come from? What were y'all talking about on the phone all night? I mean, you couldn't have been talking about. Yeah, you do have the right to remain silent. You don't have to talk to me at all, and I told you that in the rights. If you don't want to talk to me, don't talk to me. But I got questions, and the family's got questions, and everybody wants answers. Okay? If you can tell me what y'all were talking about, it can't be a drug dealer. It can't be over drugs because you didn't call nobody else to try and get her no drugs. You know, the last 3 phone calls are with her. You don't call anybody else. So if you're trying to get her drugs, who you calling? Nobody. You just go to bed, I guess, right?
I told
She don't come by.
No.
Nobody's over there. Nobody's with you all night. You don't drive her car. How's your DNA on the damn steering wheel, dude? I don't know either. Look, I don't go out to try and focus in on it. You came out of left space. I tell you, the first time I saw you, I could tell you were nervous, but I didn't know why. I was trying to get to Larry Spears, was I not?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was my goal. That's where I was headed to. I want to go to Alabama and talk to Larry Spears. You put me on the phone with him. I was all about that.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I checked on Larry, the more I checked on Tom and Cody, they don't match up. Everything's coming back to you.
Obviously.
So, why? Other than you did it, why? Somebody walking around collecting your skin? Trying to put DNA on you?
Must be.
Well, they should have collected your fingerprints. That would have been easier, huh?
You're the only one that got my DNA.
Okay. Me, FDLE, I don't collect that. The crime scene does, but yeah. You gave it to the courts, you gave it to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. Nobody else collected any. But it's on her steering wheel. You know? And that wallet, man, talk to me about this wallet, man. I mean, you had an excuse that day. Tell me again where you found it.
I need to use the bathroom whenever we get a chance.
You can use the bathroom. You want to go right now? I'll let you go right now. Sure. Yeah.
Apparently his bathroom break smacks a little sense into him because finally, after hours of interrogation, he decides it might be time to ask for a lawyer.
Here. Okay, so what were we talking about? You find the wallet where? Where do you find that wallet again?
I'm waiting for my day in court, like you said, man.
Okay. You don't want to talk to me? I'll get up and go. If you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. I just want to remind you, this is the last time you are going to get a chance to talk to me before court. Last time you'll get a chance to get your signed versions out before we go. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. As long as you're good with that. Don't want to answer any of those questions for that family.
That's...
Al final, las mentiras de Scott lo alcanzaron. A pesar de sus constantes negaciones, la abrumadora evidencia, ADN, registros telefónicos y la billetera sellaron su destino. El jurado lo encontró culpable de asesinato en segundo grado, condenándolo a cadena perpetua. Pero la verdad nunca escapó completamente de sus labios. El tiempo de Scott tras las rejas fue breve, ya que falleció el 27 de abril de 2023, mientras estaba encarcelado. Su muerte, aunque marcada por el misterio, no proporcionó closure a la familia de Cheryl Cain, que aún buscaba respuestas.